Okay, nice. Everything's all set. Okay, thank you everyone for joining us for our last session of Project Lockdown for today. So if you were watching the other 2 time slots that we have some wonderful artists and vendors who are doing a discount this weekend using the promo code WebCon, and you can get some discounts off of some of their merch. So for this session, we'll be interviewing Okika Papercrafts, and we have Birdbrainsnyc, also known as Andrew, who was the person interviewing everyone beforehand, but now I am interviewing him, so you can get to know a little bit more about him. Okay. So to start off, I'm going to have Okika Papercrafts go first, and I just wanted you to explain a little bit about what type of art do you do, what is your style, and what are some discounts and promotions that you have for Project Lockdown for our viewers to know.
Okay, so as you could probably tell by the name, I'm a paper crafter. I specialize in origami and quilling. And what those are, generally people know what origami is, paper folding, but quilling is where you coil paper strips and make different artwork based off of that. So what ends up happening is I primarily make sculptures, like Magikarp right here. And Magikarp right now is a good expression of the art that I typically make. It's usually a modular origami sculpture and then a bunch of quilling details. Because if you look, you can see that it's actually coiled paper.
Oh, that's cool.
For Project Lockdown, what I'm doing is 20% off in my shop. So I have like the Etsy shop with different mandalas and Pokemon and some Sailor Moon stuff.
And what is exactly your Etsy shop?
My Etsy shop is Okika Papercraft. Everything that I do under my art name is Okika Papercraft. So like Instagram, anything else.
Wonderful. And do you have any current projects that you're working on?
My current project that I'm working on right now is something called Weeaboo Weddings. Where it's anime inspired stationery and invitations for weddings.
Oh my god, do you have any that you can show? Because I'm so curious right now.
Because she's already planning her wedding now.
No, I am. I'm gonna have a Sailor Moon wedding. That's for a fact. I'm gonna wear a Neo Queen Serenity wedding dress.
Are you? So, I just gotta get the sketches that I have like right now.
Okay, no worries.
Do I get to be part of it?
Oh,
Right. So with some of the sketches, I basically just have the back of it. So this is going to be on the back of all of the different.
Oh my god, that is so cute.
And the theme is going to be like ribbons and like Super Sailor Moon and Art Nouveau and Art Deco. Those are my main inspirations from it. But it's going to be different things like, oh, here's the engagement like invitation. Here's a save the date.
Oh my gosh, that's actually really good to know, because I've been having like friends have like nerd themed weddings. Like I actually went to a Pokemon wedding like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
What?
And yeah, and their wedding invitations were on Pokemon cards. And so it was like, I choose you, and it was like their picture there, and then it literally had a layout of a Pokemon card. It was so cute.
Did he throw a Pokeball at her though?
No, but their ring was in a Pokeball. Yeah. That's so awesome. Do you have any other weeb shows that you're working on? Because I saw the Sailor Moon on there.
I'm doing like Sailor Moon. I'm doing Cardcaptor Sakura, Madoka Magica, Demon Slayer, Steven Universe. So like Demon Slayer's design is actually going to be based off of, if you've ever seen the character like Shinobu from the Butterfly House.
Yes.
It's going to be based off of her with all the wisteria and all the water designs.
Oh, that's awesome.
And Steven Universe, Harry Potter, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Lord of the Rings, Hunger Games, and then just mermaids.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot. So that's going to be like a really big project to put
Yes, I'm
together.
going to be starting an Indiegogo for it, but like in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a really big, like really long-term project that I want to publish. But I have time for it because a lot of people have a lot more time to think about their wedding right now.
That's true. Yeah. And it'd be good to like advertise at cons because there's actually some cons who are allowing people to have ceremonies there as well. Like the Pokemon one was at a convention. And then I think someone else that was like a mutual had it at a convention as well. So it's like really interesting that the conventions are opening up their spaces and venues for these like small ceremonies because it's also such a great like crowd event and like bringing people over and seeing that. And then it also helps them. I don't know if they have to pay for the space, but I can imagine it's cheaper than renting a very those stereotypical wedding venues.
One of the things that I'm actually doing in order to prepare for this project is taking like wedding planning classes.
Oh.
And as it turns out, around 50% of the cost of the wedding is just the venue.
Yeah, it's really expensive. Even with like people who are having weddings now because of COVID, and they're finally letting up some of the regulations, they can at least have like a 20-person wedding ceremony. Like those are still like pretty decently priced, but that's why venues are trying to do like huge sales right now to encourage people to book them and have weddings now because they know that's like the biggest draw to fill up their current schedule.
Yeah. So I'm doing Weeaboo Weddings mainly because I like that name.
Yeah, it's a nice name.
But I'm also doing a lot of Christmas gear too. I have a lot of Christmas ideas, and if I don't start them now, I'm never gonna get it done by the time it's actually supposed to happen.
Yeah. What are your Christmas ideas?
I have a lot. So some of them are like quilled snowflakes. So if you see here, let me put it over. You can't see it. Can you see it?
No, I can see it.
It's actually metallic.
Oh, nice.
And they're Christmas ornaments. So I'm going to put like twine so you can tie them up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to be making bells, snowmen, Santas. I'm basically trying to prepare for Christmas Con now.
Yeah, you might as well.
It's Con Crunch, but like 3 months ahead of time.
It'll
And how
sneak
did
up on.
Oh, what was that?
I said it'll sneak up on you. The 3 months.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, because the thing was, because Christmas Con, which was the convention that I did, it was their first year, and they weren't able to get it actually in Christmas season, so it was like November 8th.
But it's good though, because you can at least prepare for Christmas.
Yeah.
And like still get presents. Because people already start buying presents in October.
Yeah. Usually what ends up happening, like with the Christmas season, is that as soon as Halloween's over, people just go.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I'm like, Thanksgiving?
Nope. Thanksgiving, you only care about it like the week before.
Yeah.
Whoa. Such hurtfulness.
Why is that your favorite holiday, Andrew?
The best dessert holiday ever.
That's fair.
See, there you go. Thanksgiving has a place in everyone's heart.
And then another thing that I'm doing is a bunch of jewelry. So all the jewelry that I'm wearing now, I made out of paper.
Oh, do you mind showing some jewelry?
So I have like the hair comb here.
Mm-hmm.
It's also metallic. And what they actually do is they make strips where it's gilded with either metallic ink or actual metal. And then the necklace that I'm wearing too.
That one's a little hard to see.
Okay, hold on. Let me try and find it. It's really hard to see your own neck.
Oh, that's pretty. That's
Thank you.
beautiful.
And basically what I try and do with like all of my artwork is I'm just like, oh, look at this. Can I make it out of paper?
So what type of paper do you use for these crafts? Like, do you have to special order a certain brand or type?
Yes, I have different brands that I use for different projects. So some things I'll source from paper stores if I'm making my own strips. Because when I make my own strips, the main thing that I'm focusing on is getting different colors. So that way, whatever color you want, I have like a shade for.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I think I have about 120 colors of paper available.
Oh, wow.
Been stocking up during quarantine.
Yeah, definitely. Are they like large pieces of paper, or are they like the small origami size pieces of paper?
They're large pieces of paper, and then I cut them down to the strip size.
Oh,
I had one
okay.
come in that was the same size I was, and I wasn't expecting that. It was interesting trying to get it to fit in my paper cutter.
Yeah, that's crazy. So how did you learn how to do the quilting and using the paper products to make art? Like, did you take certain classes? Like, what inspired you to have this be your art trademark?
Well, originally I was in school for biochemistry, and like my original like thing I was doing was science. But part of my undergraduate degree that they had to have was an art attribute, and they had an origami class. And it just exploded from there.
Oh, awesome. So like, you have some complex shapes. Like, how did you learn how to make those from that origami class?
So basically the kind of origami that I practice is actually mainly a Chinese form of origami. It's called like 3D origami. Another name for it is golden venture folding, where I make one piece and use that piece to build over and over again.
Oh, wow.
So if you look at Jigglypuff right here, you see Jigglypuff's arms?
Yeah.
Jigglypuff's arms is the individual piece.
Yes.
And then I just make a bunch of those and build.
Oh, that's so cool.
But yeah, this form of origami is much more common in China.
And then do you use like a specific type of glue to hold it together?
Mod Podge.
Oh, okay.
So I'll like glue every individual piece, and then the next day it's ready because then it's had time to cure. So part of what I try and do, because I try and make my stuff like practical for a lot of everyday usage with like bowls and jewelry and stuff, is like, so I take every piece and glue it together so it's actually pretty durable.
So how long would it take you to make something like that, Jigglypuff?
Jigglypuff took about an hour.
What?
Apparently, I am unusually quick at folding the pieces. I apparently fold them differently than most people do. So what ends up happening is I can just make things quicker than most other people that practice this can.
Have you ever thought about making videos of yourself folding and making a product? Because I feel like that'd be super like interesting to watch.
Yeah, I want to figure out how you do that.
Yeah, like I really feel like you should, and it might also like help sell your products as well, because people will be so fascinated with the process. Because like sometimes like you can buy that, but they're like made from factories, right? But to have something be like handmade like that, that'd be so interesting to watch.
Well, I do stream on Twitch occasionally. Because what usually ends up happening is that I'll make the piece, but I have to make like 500 of them. So I'll just chat while I'm making the 500 pieces.
That's awesome. What is your Twitch channel for anyone
Okika.
who wants to watch? Okay. And how often do you Twitch stream?
I normally try and stream every week. I haven't been doing that lately. My spot that I've been using to like Twitch stream has been taken over by crickets.
Oh,
So I'm like, I don't want to film there anymore.
interesting.
And I'm just like, how did this even happen? Because, like, you ever find a spot and then what ends up happening is that someone else wants to use the spot because it's like a public area?
Yeah,
So you can't really stop people.
yeah.
I've had bouncy houses be put in my spot. Like,
What is a spot?
it's, so I basically use, like, my local college.
Mm-hmm.
So what ends up happening is that because, like, they don't have, like, the dorms there anymore, I just chill. But what ends up happening is that because it's a public area, anyone can use it for anything at any time.
Yeah.
And people just put stuff. I want to make a sign that it's just my spot, but I can't.
Yeah. So, like, there's crickets, like, just, like, insects that are just, like, chilling there now?
Yeah.
Maybe they want to learn how to fold paper.
I'm pretty sure it's part of, like, the entomology, like, biology.
Oh, like, they're, like, in, like, cages?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought they just, like, you just randomly went there and there was just, like, live crickets just, like, chilling on the
Oh,
table.
no, that would be a whole different problem.
I was like, oh, I've never heard of a cricket, like, infestation before.
Oh, no, I'm talking about, like, someone has an experiment.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know
Okay.
what the experiment is, but it's in my spot.
Well, I hope you can get that spot back.
Thank you. But yeah, like, it's one of those things where it's like, with my art, what I primarily try and do is challenge myself to make new things all the time. And another challenge that I want to do with art is basically prove that I can, like, make a living off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, just with the art field, I don't like how people put it down so much.
Yeah.
When people need it all the time.
Oh, no, it's true. Like, especially during this pandemic, it's been so important for mental health. Like the arts have really risen up to the occasion by giving, like, free theatrical performances, you know, like, live, like, music performances, like, people creating art, people making masks, like, a lot of mask makers that gave it out were actually, like, sewers and cosplayers and artists. So, like, the arts, like, really helped the pandemic, and I really hope people acknowledge that for when they think about school funding in the future, because cutting down on that funding, that's gonna limit this, like, new generation of creative minds when it's still, like, so important.
Creativity is so important for, like, anything, really.
Yeah.
Because if you never learn how to be creative, you never learn how to solve a problem.
That's true. That's why STEAM is really good. Not just STEM, but STEAM, because it really does help you problem solve a lot of things in the medical field and science field if you can think creatively and, like, think outside the box.
Yeah. And I'm just like, more art.
Oh, no, definitely. Okay, so Andrew, we'll talk about you as an artist and what you like to do. So what type of art do you like to do and your known style, and what are some discounts and promotions that you have for Project Lockdown?
Crap, now I gotta start talking.
Yes.
No, so as you already know, I am Birdbrainsnyc, and if you can't tell, I'm from New York. But what I do is I'm a jack of all trades. Right now I do pins, I do apparel, I do logos, I do branding, typography, just everything at this point. But what I sell my own merch. I do nostalgic parodies mixed with modern influences. So take any of your favorite cartoons, mash them up, and slap them on anything you can wear. And so for lockdown, my discount is 20% off of everything in my store if you spend $30 or more. If you spend more than $50, I throw in a free sticker pack, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna screen share so I can show you the pins that I have.
Yeah, sure. And what is your store name, by the way?
So yeah, what you want to do is you want to visit the store. It's etsy.com/shop/birdbrainsnyc. And you can also find that link on my Instagram at birdbrainsnyc. And there we go. Let me see if I can make this. Voila. So that way you guys can see. Those are all my pins that I have for sale right now. And so what I like to do is obviously nostalgia. So I'm a big, Rick and Morty fan. I love Calvin and Hobbes, Sonic the Hedgehog. We got some down there. We have Baelish as the Pringles man, who's a favorite. And last year I started doing, it was a Pokemon/SpongeBob collection called Pokebob. And the 6 that you see here are all as a set or individuals. But so what I wanted to do was to make it interesting, and what people don't usually do is like in the game in Pokemon, you can get shiny variants. They also come as shiny variants, and it's a 1 in 6 shot, so it's super random. It makes it interesting. That way you don't know what you're getting at all. So when that was a big seller, what I started doing was a lot of the pins that you see here all have chase variants. So let me show you. Give me a sec. So like, for example, my Calvin and Hobbes Rick and Morty. So we have, that's the regular version. But if you get the chase version, it's the comic book coloring style. So it's black and white. Those are pretty cool. But those are it just makes it interesting. We also have the Rick and Morty as zombies. So it's rigor mortis. And then the cool part about it is if you leave it out in the sun or if you have a UV light, it'll actually glow.
Nice.
Which is pretty cool too. But yeah, that's what I do. I also do on my Etsy, there's a bunch of shirt designs that I have. Some of them are the pins. Some of them are just whatever I decide to create, pretty much. But yeah, so that was it. What else do I have for stuff?
Do you want to show your Pokebobs?
Oh, the shinies.
Yeah, I like those.
I'm gonna try to see if I can do it closer now. So we'll do all 6 of them. Since you saw the regular version. So we got Cybob. And it's a glitter, so it'll actually shine too. We got Krabby Patty.
The pun game is strong.
I know, I love it.
Octward. We got Sandoof. Sandoof the God. Patrick Staryu. And of course, Omagari. But yeah, so I spent like literally 2 hours just making sure that I had the right colors for the shinies. I made sure everything was correct. And even the cards itself, so like the backers, are an actual Pokemon card, which is pretty cool.
Oh, nice. Can we see a backer? Oh.
I'll get it out of the packaging so you can see it. I don't know if you're going to be able to read.
I can't read it, but still though, that looks so good.
Yeah, someone told me that they wanted to buy the pin and they wanted to know if the card was extra, and I was like, no, it's the backer, and they're like, oh, I thought I had to pay extra for this because they only wanted the pin because of the backer. Let me see
Oh,
if I have the mock-up of it. I can screen share it and so you can see it too. But yeah, that was what started the Chase variants, was doing that, and it was a big seller when I brought it out at Comic-Con last year. So I decided to double down and do not all of my pins, but most of my pins have an alternate or a Chase variant, which comes as a 1 in 6 shot. And then some people try to bargain with me and try to buy the Chase. Sometimes I give in, sometimes I don't. Yeah, wait, is this it? Yes, this is it. Hold on. Let me screen share. It's actually funny when you read it too.
Pokemon Power FUN song. Once per turn, you may sing the song by yourself or with your friends for some positive energy. F is for friends who do stuff together. That's great. East, I thought you said Weast.
Yes.
These Pokemon are not real, and who are you gonna battle with these anyway? Leave Grandma out of this.
Come along,
That's
man.
great.
I deserve it. But yeah, so like I like to go the extra mile, make it more personal. So I love designing backers for the pins too, because I feel like it helps sell the pin, and then I get to do funny stuff like that. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I have other stuff I can show you. So like,
what is that, Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah, so what I did was when COVID first hit, there was a sticker app company. Can I zoom in on this? No, I can't. Damn. If you could read it though, it's.
Oh my gosh, you made Corona Yu-Gi-Oh cards?
Yeah, so it's the coronavirus.
Yu-Gi-Oh, no.
So when I first started and when Corona hit, there was a sticker company that was doing like a promotion of like COVID related designs, and instantly I was like, I gotta do a crush card because I love Yu-Gi-Oh. So I made it, and it was like a huge seller. So what I was thinking of doing is doing a sticker pack for 2020. Wonderful things that are happening in 2020. So it's let me see if I can switch it. There we go. So we have. So when there was the dire need of toilet paper.
Oh my gosh.
That was for Kobe. That one. Come on, keep going. So he did one when like Kim Jong-il was supposedly dead. We did that. We did. That was when remember when everyone was worried about the. Yep. So it says we've had enough this year. Spray diligently. And then of course Kanye when he was running for president.
Oh my gosh.
With the whole Will Smith and Jada.
This is so wrong, but I love it.
I know, I love it so much.
I like to push the boundaries on it. There's it. That was for everyone that got unemployment.
Oh my gosh.
So what I'm thinking is, I think I'm going to wait until the end of the year and see what other cards I can make, and then I'm going to either turn it into stickers or an actual playing card. And sell
honestly, it there's been something new every month, so you might have a full sticker pack.
I'm waiting to do it, but then also I got to make sure I have enough money for that too. But I don't know. The stickers sold. Like I got the coronavirus ones. I actually produced them, so I'll show you. Let me grab it. No, let me exit out of this. So it's a sticker itself, but it's also holographic.
Yeah, it literally looks like a card.
It's the same size as a card too, which is cool. And so we produced, I produced that, and then I produced the Dr. Mario. Double down on. But so I was throwing them in sticker orders. Sticker orders in purchases. So every purchase that until I ran out got a free Corona sticker. And then it was funny because I posted in Instagram that I'm spreading the virus, and it was literally me just putting that into a package. And the CDC hits me up and asks, "Excuse me, sir, we're flagging you for inappropriate things." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "Yeah, you wrote something about how you want to spread the virus. We're trying to contain it." And I'm like, "Dude, it's a sticker."
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was funny. I was like, "What the hell?" I didn't get flagged. They were asking me what I was doing, and I was like, being funny. I was like, "Thanks."
Yeah, like that stuff, they've been like really strict on that. Like I remember early in the pandemic, if you posted pictures of yourself wearing like handmade masks or something, like Facebook was like actually deleting them because like the CDC was like, that's not a proper like PPE mask or something like that. Yeah.
Then they asked me where I got the stickers made. I was like, California. And they're asking me all these questions. And they're like, what does this mean? Why are you doing this? And I'm like, to be funny. And you're only you're proving my point on this. And they got mad that I was making fun of them.
Oh my God.
I swear, guys, true story. Only I could do that with that. But yeah, so I think it might actually be, I want to do playing cards, I think. I think it would be easier. But the stickers might be like an added bonus.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, still in the works.
I would love for someone to have a Yu-Gi-Oh match and then just pull that out.
That's the best part. Is I want to do that because I know some of my friends will actually do it too. It's like, I'm going to use this card. I've never seen this card before. Crap. But like what makes it funny is like the descriptions, because I take the actual description of what's on the card and I try to mold it into the way that I want it. So it's like the same wording.
Yes. And those
So,
just sell those at cons.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I think everyone's going to love it. Like the Kanye one.
So
the Kanye it said that like on the original card it says like pay 700 life points, and I wrote pay $700 to buy new Yeezys instead. See, I crack myself up with this thing sometimes, and then I'm like, oh, this is good, and then I put it on there.
I love it, especially since cons have random Yu-Gi-Oh battles that happen in the hallways. Like that's literally a thing. So like I would love to have like a 2020 Yu-Gi-Oh battle with the cards.
Oh, I swear to God, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make sure one of my friends can work at my booth, and I'm going in Comic-Con next year, and I'm gonna go in the middle of the battle, and I'm just gonna throw the cards down and walk away. Just gonna hit him. Oh, where's that other one? That was you know the death cards? You know the FINAL?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know why I never even showed that. Here, how do I did it again. Crap. I don't know what I did. There we go. See, I'm still learning Zoom. Crap. And share screen.
Zoom is just the art of knowing where the buttons are.
That's
that too.
True.
That and not being an old man trying to figure out technology, even though I'm not old. So that's like the final cards I was gonna do too.
Oh my gosh, that's great. Oh my God.
I'm telling you, I put way too much stupid thoughts into this.
Well, that's what you gotta do when you're home, you know, during the pandemic.
Well, that was the best part. So I didn't even know this, that the characters behind Yu-Gi-Oh, like the Japanese kanji. Yeah. I never knew it was King of Games. Like that's what it translated to. Yeah. So I had my buddy who lives in Japan. I was like, I need you to translate this for me. And I forgot what it says, but anyone that reads Japanese will read it and they'll start laughing. Because I think it says game of misery, or it's game of something, just like a play off of it. Mm-hmm. I gotta remember what I wrote. I'll just hit him up later and figure it out.
I appreciate the attention to detail.
Yeah, that's, huh?
We appreciate your attention to detail.
I truly appreciate that. Thank you. No, that's what I like to do. So like with back with these, like I'll show you. I think I put way too much effort into the backers itself than the actual pin. So like we have like the Rick and Morty, the whole bedroom set from Calvin and Hobbes is in there. That's the portal for the Flash. But yeah, that's all my stuff right there. I'll
Awesome.
get
What got you into designing pins?
So I've always been a designer. Like ever since I was young, I was always drawing, and I started doing apparel in, when did I go to college? I have to think. Like 2009, 2010, I think that's when I started getting into apparel, because I saw one of my friends at the time, he had a Sub-Zero Mario shirt. And I was like, where'd you find this shirt? I've never seen this. And so he introduced me to all these, they're called shirt-a-day sites. So they basically have a design up for sale for only a day, and then it's gone. And so there's companies like QWERTY, RIPT. T-Villain wasn't around then, but that's like what started happening. So I started looking at that, and I was like, let me see if I can draw it. So I started drawing into it. And then when I went to a convention, I met, so from prior talking about him, Alex Rivera is also a Playful Gorilla. If you haven't followed him, this guy is amazing, the stuff that he pulls out. I was trying to meet him, and we would always miss each other at conventions. Like I would never be able to find him until one day I literally sat him down. I was like, listen, I want to meet you, all this. And he was like, I was asking him, I was like, oh, what do you do? And he showed me all his pins, and I was like, that's pretty cool. How do you do it? And so my first pin was with him, and that's what started the rest of it.
Oh, what was the pin that you made with him?
So the first pin I ever made with him is the Shy Guy pin. It's so it's the, I'll grab it, actually. I have it on the, yeah. My small tiny board of pins. So that one.
Oh,
So
that's
we
awesome.
did, it's an old t-shirt design that I had, and it was called Not So Shy Guy. And it was literally Shy Guy chasing Mario, Princess Peach, Luigi, and Toad. And I was like, I want to collab with you on this. I think you can take this to a better design. And he just totally killed it. And because of that, we have 6 different variations of that already, and all sold out.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's what started this whole thing. And then I was like, let me try to do stuff on my own, and then that. Yeah.
Awesome. So a question for both of you guys. So how was it like adapting to a virtual platform with like your art trade and sales? So I'll have Okika Papercraft go first.
Well, in terms of social media, because I really recently started doing art. I only started my business in like 2018. So I was still figuring out how to do everything when the virtual stuff like needed to come into play. So for me, I guess what I'm trying to say is I basically started in the virtual. So I never really had to make that shift.
That's definitely a lot easier.
Yeah.
What about you, Andrew?
I feel like it forced me to start working on my brand. Even though I've always had the brand, I never really tried to push it. I never did it. It was always like just a hobby. But then because of all the shutdowns and everything, I started to focus more on my brand and really try to exploit it. So I think it was a good thing that it happened. Not for medical reasons, but like in the terms that it made me push myself to start building more on the brand. But virtually, it doesn't limit you. It's just it's different. It's like something you got to get used to, but I think that overall it's going to be like going forward, it's going to be more involved.
Yeah, definitely. So both of you guys are very creative with Okika Papercrafts making like all little pieces to design something on paper, and then you making those creative pins, Andrew. So what do you guys do to help yourselves when you have that creative like artist block, to like overcome that and like keep producing new fresh materials and ideas? So we'll start with Okika Papercraft.
Usually what I end up doing for that is I just have this master list of projects, and whenever I have like ideas when I'm not in an artist block, I'll just throw it on that master list, and then when I'm in an artist block, I'm just like, okay, I have this whole setup of ideas I can do.
Damn, I need to start doing that.
Fortunately, the list has grown so large that it's going to take me 6 years to get through it.
I definitely need that. I have projects that are, God knows, 6 years old that I still haven't touched yet. Jeez. I think what I do is, like, when I get an artist block, what I'll do is as soon as I realize it immediately, I stop thinking about it. I'm like, I gotta stop this. And I'll either ride my bike or just get out and not look at my computer for the rest of the day. Mm-hmm. And then what I'll do afterwards is I don't look at my stuff. I look at what my friends are making and try to see if I can build off something on that. And that's usually how I get out of it.
Awesome. And then my next question is there any fun facts about you guys that don't have to do anything with art so people can get to know you as people? So we'll start with Okika Papercrafts.
Oh gosh. When it comes to stuff as like a person, I do a lot with actually like disability activism.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a lot of different disabilities. And people just say dumb stuff to you. One of the people that I recently started following, her name is like Crutches and Spice on Instagram. Mm-hmm. She was talking about how someone was born without eyes, and then the mom was just like, oh, maybe if I feed him carrots, he can see.
Oh.
And so a lot of things with like stuff like that, with different education and stuff, with like how things work, I try and do a lot with that as well.
So what do you do specifically for your activism? Do you work with like certain organizations? Do you do it more like on an online platform?
I mainly do it more IRL with a network of like social workers in like New Jersey.
Oh, okay. So what populations do you mostly work with? So like children?
Well, like the disabled population is the population that we work with.
Oh, okay. So there's not like a specific like age range, like you work with any age range? Because I know sometimes people help with more like children, or some people help with like the elderly.
There's a lot of elderly just because a lot of elderly people are disabled.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's a lot with that. One of the things that I do, because I'm also a large mix of ethnicities, like I'm like 10 different ethnicities, is I ended up being the person where it was just like, we should make that more intersectional.
Oh, yeah. I understand.
Because the area that I live in is primarily very Italian. So it's like a monolithic population. But yeah, that's what I do besides art, especially like right now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like with virtual events, it helps with that because it creates greater access to events, because people who have physical disabilities have difficulties like traveling, but now they can do it from home. There's like captions, so that makes it difficult for people who have difficulty hearing. And usually finding someone who does like American Sign Language can be difficult for these events, so they can finally understand like what's going on. And then also people who have just social difficulties in general, like if you have anxiety, going to a con can be very overwhelming, but now doing virtual cons, you don't have that huge crowd of people.
Yeah.
So
That's one of the things that particularly WebCon has been good with, because I've seen people IRL where I'm just like, why are you so familiar? And then I'm just like, oh, WebCon.
that's funny.
And it's actually worked out very well with people who just don't have regular access to cons.
That's true. Because there's a financial barrier too, right? Like the conventions online tend to be free, except if they're from large corporate things, they might charge, but most of them are free. But like when you go to a convention, it's really expensive. Just like the tickets, if you want autographs, but just like food on top of that as well. Like you just have your food at your home, which is way cheaper than con food.
Yeah.
And travel and stay.
As we've seen in the food court.
Oh, yeah, the food court text channel of WebCon where I sell pizza slices for $15 each. Andrew, you should hop onto that text channel. I feed people with great deals.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. You want to confuse me even more on this Discord channel? That's great. Let me go into that. You have hotel parties and virtual pizzas that are $15.
A slice.
Is there pineapple on the pizza, though?
That would be an extra $5, but if you want pineapple, we can put it on top.
Deal. I'll take 14 of them. 14.
I think during like the actual WebCon, I just started posting pictures of food.
Yes.
And I was just like, it's $120.
Oh man. But then you're like, I'm not gonna spend $20 on a meal at a con, but I'll spend $20 for that t-shirt with my favorite waifu. And I'll starve the whole time.
Marketing.
What about you, Andrew? Do you have any fun facts about yourself or anything you'd like to share?
I don't know if you know this, but I'm a sociable person. I don't know if it comes off or not, but I might be.
You might be?
I don't know. No. I think, what, if you're saying like without art, what would I say? I'm a huge baseball fan.
Outside. Oh, you like baseball.
Yeah, diehard baseball fan. New York Mets only, but I do follow everything. And it's getting a little scary that I know way too many things about it. I think that's a good thing. But yeah, I don't know. There's nothing really. I'm the same artistically as I am in real life, I guess. Out there, bold, making funny stuff.
Do you bring clipboards to baseball games and write stats for your dream team?
No, I'm not. No. I want to watch the game with a burger and a beer, and that's it. I'm trying to stat. Unless it's for fantasy baseball, then it's a different story. Then you have to pay attention.
So you do the fantasy baseball?
Yeah. Gets brutal. Start fighting with people, especially when they're friends. Oh man. But yeah, I guess that would be the only non-art thing about me.
Do you like the Red Sox?
Oh yeah, I really do not like them at all. I'm sorry. Oh God. Don't tell me you're a Patriots fan.
But honestly, I'm not into sports at all. Like, really not into sports. Huh?
I see you look like the biggest diehard fan ever.
Oh, definitely. With all my posters of just waifus and I actually am wearing a Bruins shirt. But like, no. It's not even like I like the Bruins and I'm super into it. It's because I got it from a volunteer event. Like, this is the only sports gear I have is literally from like given to me for free because I just wouldn't even pay for it because I know nothing about it.
I also love the fact that you turned around to look at posters on your wall, but no one can see your posters.
I
because
know. Silly,
you mean to
silly.
tell me that webcon is not on your wall?
No, I don't have like an entire room which is webcon plastered on everything and my ceiling and my floor.
My whole life's a lie now.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Maybe I have to make that as the new Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Oh, can you make Webby into a Yu-Gi-Oh card?
No, we're gonna talk after this. I'm gonna redo Webby. We're
What?
gonna figure. I'm gonna put my spin on Webby.
Oh, I'm so scared. Okay, as long as you don't taint my child, I'm okay with it.
Well, there will be no child tainting here, ever. We have enough of that in the world. I can turn Webby into a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Screw it. Why not? Let's do it.
Oh my gosh.
What he's gonna do is every time you play this card, you have to pay $15 for a slice of pizza. You gave me a stupid idea, and I'm gonna run with it. That's your fault. I'm blaming you. Remember that.
I support this idea.
I feel like you do. All right,
Man.
gotta write that down. Just remember to text me so I remember that later. I'll write it down and forget.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. You know what mashup? Okay, so Webby is based off of Perry the Platypus. That would be like lit to have a Webby and like the Perry the Platypus, like the Phineas and Ferb universe. What?
I said I thought he was based off Psyduck for a second.
No, that was my original like idea. But you could do that too.
I got you. See?
Webby can be a Pokemon.
I'll just change SpongeBob. He's already Psyduck. I'll just change him to Webby.
Yeah.
And Webby needs a Chase variant. Oh god, this idea is spiraling. Oh no. You're in trouble now.
Let it go. Do it.
But then see, you'll be a legit convention because now you'll be selling webcon merch now.
We do have webcon merch.
No, but I'm saying with Webby.
We do have Webby. We have a Webby store.
Stop it. I'm talking about now. We're talking about right now. These ideas, not your previous ideas. Stop living in the past.
Okay, but we do have a store. Like, we're legit. We have an album, okay?
An album?
We have an album.
What's going on? Oh, God.
On Spotify.
On Spotify?
Yes. We have a webcon anthem.
Oh,
and it
God.
got remixed.
By 2 Chainz? Or by Nelly? Or
No, Kanye, clearly. He wanted to
Kanye,
use it for his presidential campaign.
Smart move. Well played. Webby could be his running mate. Oh, shit. It would be Ye and Webby. I can live with that.
Yep. The anthem inspired a set of webcon t-shirts because it's that iconic.
Wow. Jeez. This sounds lovely. I'll go check it out. I'll buy like 500 of them.
Okay, well, looks like we're about to run out of time, so thank you guys for coming. So we have, again, Okika Papercrafts, and we have Birdbrainsnyc. So before we let everyone go, just go around and plug in your social media one last time. So we'll start with Okika Papercrafts.
Hello, my social media for everything is Okika Papercraft. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Etsy, and I don't remember the rest.
All of them.
All of them.
There you go.
I'll get a card with it on it at some point.
And mine is, you can find all my stuff at either Etsy or Instagram. You just look up Birdbrainsnyc. That's probably the easiest way to do it. But my Etsy shop is etsy.com/shop/Birdbrainsnyc. And yeah, follow me on Instagram. I'm apparently going to hit 1,000 followers soon, hopefully. So I might be doing a giveaway. So stay tuned for that as well.
Nice. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Make sure to support Project Lockdown. by going to all of our wonderful artists and vendors and using the code WEBCON to purchase some items. So again, we have Okika Papercrafts, Birdbrainsnyc that's joining. We have Rolling Pins, Necromonkey, Misto Press. We have Moxiana. We have Dad's Cartoons. So be sure to stop by and get some purchases with the cheap discounts. Well, thank you for watching, and we're going to have our WebCon mini sessions today and tomorrow, and then next weekend will be our last weekend. So thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.